My chosen one, this is not a coincidence. You were not scrolling by accident. You were stopped here, held here, directed here, because heaven has marked this exact moment for you. Here is something you need to hear right now that cannot wait another hour, another minute, not even another second. And the reason is not just about you, it is because of her. Yes, your daughter. The one you've been thinking about. The one whose future has been quietly weighing on your heart. This message has found you because something is about to change in her life, and heaven refuses to let you miss it. Listen carefully. This coming Monday is not like any other Monday you've ever lived. It carries a divine imprint, a spiritual activation that has already begun beyond what your eyes can see. Archangel Michael himself stands as the messenger in this moment, not by chance, but by assignment. He comes with urgency, with clarity, and with a warning wrapped in hope. There is a touch from heaven that is scheduled, a divine encounter that is about to brush against your daughter's destiny, and if you are unaware, if you are distracted, you may overlook the very moment that was meant to shift everything. Something has been unfolding quietly behind the scenes. While you were going about your days, wondering, hoping, even worrying, there were movements happening in the spiritual realm concerning her. Doors that seemed closed were being examined. Paths that looked blocked were being cleared. And forces that you cannot see have been watching her closely, not all with good intentions. But here is what you must understand. Where there is great destiny, there is always great attention. Your daughter carries something rare, something significant, something that heaven itself has chosen to protect and activate at the right time. And now, the time is approaching. Have you noticed the subtle signs lately? A feeling you couldn't explain. A thought about her that kept returning. A quiet sense that something is about to happen, even if you couldn't put it into words. That was not your imagination. That was the whisper before the announcement. And this right now is the announcement. Archangel Michael is stepping forward to make one thing clear. You must not treat this moment lightly. There is a window opening, and it will not stay open forever. Monday carries an opportunity, a shift, a touch that could redirect her path in ways you have prayed for but never fully expected. But heaven does not force awareness. It invites it. And that is why you are here, hearing this now, before the moment arrives. There is something about her that you have not fully seen yet. Something deeper than her current situation, beyond her present struggles or successes. Her story is not ordinary. Her path is not random. And what is about to happen will begin to reveal just how intentional her life truly is. So I ask you this, will you be ready when the moment comes? Or will it pass like a whisper in the wind, unnoticed and unclaimed? Beloved listener, there is something you must understand that few are ever told, yet it explains so much of what you have seen and felt. Your daughter's journey has not been as simple as it appeared on the surface. What looked like delays, confusion, missed opportunities, or unexpected struggles were not random events. They were signs of something deeper, something unseen, a silent battle surrounding her destiny. From the moment she was born, there was a mark placed upon her life. Not a mark of limitation, but a mark of purpose. And whenever a soul carries a purpose that shines brightly in the future, it begins to draw attention long before that future arrives. This is a truth that Archangel Michael reveals now with clarity. Greatness does not grow without resistance. Light does not expand without something trying to dim it. And your daughter, whether you realized it or not, has been standing in the middle of this unseen tension for far longer than you imagine. Think back for a moment. There were times when things should have worked out easily for her, yet they didn't. Moments when she seemed so close to a breakthrough, only for something unexpected to interfere. Perhaps you saw her lose confidence, questioned herself, or feel misunderstood by those around her. Maybe there were seasons where her energy changed, where her spirit seemed heavy, and you couldn't quite explain why. These were not just emotional phases or ordinary life challenges. These were ripples of a deeper conflict, one that exists beyond what human eyes can see. But do not let fear take hold of your heart, because this is not a message of defeat. This is a revelation of protection. Archangel Michael stands as a warrior of light, and his presence in this message is not passive. He is active, intentional, and powerful. He has been assigned to guard, to shield, and to intervene in ways that you may never fully know. There were moments when danger approached your daughter's path and was quietly removed. There were decisions she almost made that could have taken her in the wrong direction, yet something within her paused, hesitated, or changed course at the last second. That was not luck. That was divine intervention. You see, when a destiny is under watch, it is never left unprotected. And while there have been forces attempting to delay her progress, they have not succeeded in stopping her. They could not erase what heaven has already written. They could not cancel what has already been approved in the spiritual realm. All they could do was try to slow it down, to create confusion, to distract her from recognizing who she truly is and what she is meant to become. And yet, despite all of that, she is still here, still moving, still standing. That alone should tell you something powerful. Her destiny is stronger than the resistance around it. Now, as this Monday approaches, the intensity of this silent battle is beginning to shift. What was once hidden is preparing to surface. What was once delayed is preparing to move. And what was once uncertain is preparing to become clear. This is why the message has reached you now, because the season of quiet resistance is coming to an end, and a new phase is beginning, one where protection becomes visible, and purpose begins to unfold in undeniable ways. But here is where your awareness becomes crucial, because as the battle shifts, so does the responsibility to recognize what is happening. You are not just a bystander in this story. You are connected to her in a way that carries influence, awareness, and spiritual sensitivity. The more you understand what has been happening behind the scenes, the more prepared you will be to stand in alignment with what is about to happen next. Archangel Michael is not just revealing the past to you. He is preparing you for the moment that is coming. Because when destiny begins to move after a season of resistance, it does not whisper. It moves with power, with clarity, and with undeniable signs. And very soon, you are going to witness that shift with your own eyes. My faithful one, there is a reason the message did not begin with you, but with her. There is a reason heaven pointed directly toward your daughter and said, because of her. This must be spoken now. This is not ordinary. This is not symbolic. This is specific, intentional, and deeply personal. Archangel Michael is making it clear, your daughter is not just part of the story. She is the reason the message was released. You may have wondered at times why her path has felt so unique, so different from others. Why she doesn't quite fit into the patterns that seem to work for everyone else. Why her journey has had moments of brilliance followed by seasons of confusion. It is because she was never designed to follow a common path. She carries something within her that does not operate on ordinary timing. Her life is connected to a divine assignment, one that is still unfolding, one that is only now beginning to reveal itself more clearly. There is something about her spirit that heaven recognizes, even if the world has not yet fully seen it. A depth, a sensitivity, A quiet strength that does not always show itself loudly, but is always present. You may have seen glimpses of it in unexpected moments, how she understands things beyond her age, how she feels deeply, how she reacts differently to situations others might ignore. These are not small details. These are signs of a soul that carries purpose. And this is why the message came now. Because there is a shift approaching that directly involves her awakening to something greater. Monday is not just about an external event. It is about an internal activation. Something within her is about to be stirred, something that has been waiting for the right moment to rise. It could come through a conversation, an opportunity, a realization, or even a sudden change in direction. It may appear simple on the outside, but its impact will go far beyond what anyone can immediately understand. Archangel Michael speaks with urgency here. Do not overlook what seems small. The greatest divine movements often begin in quiet, almost unnoticed ways. A single moment can redirect years. A single encounter can unlock a hidden path. And your daughter is standing at the edge of one of those moments right now. But there is another layer to this truth that you must hear carefully. A message came because of her, but it reached you because of your connection to her. You have a role in this unfolding. Your awareness, your words, your energy, they matter more than you realize. There may be something you are meant to say, something you are meant to notice, or even something you are meant to simply allow without interference. Not everything needs to be controlled. Some things need to be recognized and supported with quiet faith. Have you ever felt a sudden urge to guide her in a certain way but held back? Or sensed that she was on the edge of something important, but didn't know how to respond? Those moments were not random. They were invitations. And now, as this Monday approaches, those invitations are becoming stronger, clearer, and more urgent. This is why Archangel Michael has stepped forward to ensure that nothing about this moment is missed. Your daughter's destiny is not distant anymore. It is not something waiting years ahead. It is approaching you both, right now, in real time. And heaven has chosen to involve you, not as a spectator, but as someone who can recognize, protect, and support what is being activated. So when the moment comes, do not doubt it. Do not question it away. Do not dismiss it because it seems too small or too sudden. Trust what you feel. Trust what you notice. Because this is not just about her stepping into something new. It is about you witnessing the beginning of who she was always meant to become. Type "I receive this divine message" in the comments if you feel this truth in your spirit. Blessing code 318 has just been released, marking alignment, protection, and awakening over your daughter's path. And as this truth settles into your heart, hear this calling clearly. When you choose to support this message, you are not simply giving. You are becoming part of a greater flow that reaches souls who are still waiting in silence. Just as this message found you at the exact moment you needed it, there are others standing at the edge of their breakthrough, needing the same light. Scripture says, "Give, and it shall be given unto you. Pressed down, shaken together, and running over." This is not just a verse. It is a living promise speaking directly into this moment. I feel led to act right now, because this message is not just for me, it must reach others. When you release your support through Super Thanks or through the PayPal link placed in the description and QR code, you are sowing into fertile ground where transformation happens. You are helping this light travel further, breaking through darkness in places you may never see, but heaven records every seed. Do not delay this act of obedience, because what you release today opens doors not only for others, but for your own household. As you give, may your path be cleared, may your daughter's destiny accelerate, and may divine favor surround your family like a shield. Step into this moment. Act with faith. So now, listen closely, because what is about to be revealed will change how you see time itself. You have lived through many Mondays before, ordinary beginnings, routine starts, days that felt predictable and often overlooked. But this coming Monday is not like the others. It hath been marked, set apart, and written into a higher timeline that does not follow human patterns. Archangel Michael is making this known so that you do not treat it like just another day, because heaven does not repeat moments like this without purpose. There are times when divine timing aligns so precisely that a single day carries more weight than entire seasons. This Monday is one of those moments. It is not about the calendar. It is about alignment. It is the point where preparation meets activation, where what has been building quietly begins to reveal itself openly. And your daughter is at the center of this alignment. You must understand that when heaven says her destiny will be touched, it does not mean something distant or symbolic. It means there will be a real, tangible shift, something that moves her forward in a way that cannot be undone. A touch from heaven is not passive. It carries power. Demonetized. It awakens what has been dormant and brings clarity where there was once confusion. This is why the message carries urgency. Because moments like this often come quietly, disguised as something simple or ordinary. It may not arrive with loud announcements or dramatic signs that everyone can see. Instead, it may come through a conversation that feels different, an opportunity that suddenly appears, or even a realization that changes the way she sees herself and her path. The danger is not that the moment will fail to happen. The danger is that it may not be recognized for what it truly is. Archangel Michael speaks with precision here. Awareness is everything. If you are distracted, if your mind is elsewhere, if you dismiss what unfolds as coincidence, you may miss the depth of what is taking place. But if you are present, if you are attentive, if your spirit is open, you will begin to notice the signs as they happen. You will feel a shift in the atmosphere, a sense that something is different, even if you cannot immediately explain it. Have you ever experienced a moment where everything seemed to align perfectly, where events unfolded in a way that felt guided rather than random? That is the kind of energy this Monday carries, but even stronger, even more intentional. It is a moment where heaven reaches into the natural world and gently redirects the course of a life. And your daughter is the one being positioned for that redirection. This is also why preparation matters. Not preparation in the sense of control, but in the sense of readiness. Be mindful of your words leading up to that day. Be aware of the atmosphere you create around her. Sometimes, the smallest encouragement, the quietest support, can become the bridge that allows a divine moment to fully land and take root. Do not underestimate the power of your presence. Your awareness alone can make a difference. When you are aligned, when you are calm, when you are spiritually attentive, you create space for clarity to flow more easily into her life. You become a steady ground in a moment that could otherwise feel overwhelming or confusing for her. And there is something else you must hold on to. This touch is not the end of her journey. It is the beginning of a new chapter. It is the opening of a door that has been closed until now. What follows may unfold gradually, step by step, but it will carry a new sense of direction, a new level of purpose that was not fully visible before. So when Monday arrives, do not rush through it. Do not treat it as just another day to get through. Slow down. Observe. Listen. Feel. There is something sacred woven into its hours, something that has been prepared with care and intention. Archangel Michael is not asking you to force anything. He is asking you to recognize what heaven is already doing. Because when the moment comes, it will not announce itself with noise. It will reveal itself through alignment. And if you are ready, if you are aware, you will witness something that you will never forget. A moment where destiny is no longer a distant idea, but a living reality unfolding right in front of you. There is something you must hear now with absolute clarity, because not every message from heaven comes only with comfort. Some come with a warning not to create fear, but to sharpen awareness. And this is one of those moments. Archangel Michael is speaking firmly here, not to alarm you, but to make sure you do not overlook what could easily be missed if you are not spiritually attentive. This coming Monday carries a divine opportunity, but opportunities can be missed when the mind is distracted, when the heart is overwhelmed, or when life's noise becomes louder than the quiet voice of guidance. This is the warning. Do not allow distraction to steal what heaven is placing before your daughter. Distractions do not always appear as negative things. Sometimes they come disguised as normal routines, unexpected interruptions, emotional stress, or even small conflicts that pull your focus away. You may find yourself busy with things that seem urgent, but are not important. You may feel pulled in multiple directions, making it harder to notice what is quietly unfolding. And your daughter may experience this too, moments of doubt, hesitation, or confusion that attempt to cloud her clarity right when she needs it most. This is not by accident. When a moment of destiny approaches, there is often a subtle increase in interference. Not to stop what heaven has planned, because that cannot be stopped, but to create enough noise that the moment passes without being fully recognized or embraced. And that is where your role becomes critical. Awareness is your protection. Stillness is your strength. Archangel Michael is urging you to be intentional with your focus. Pay attention not only to what is happening outwardly, but also to what is shifting inwardly, both in you and in your daughter. If you notice sudden tension, unexpected emotional reactions, or situations that seem to pull her off course, do not react with frustration. Recognize it for what it is, a distraction trying to redirect attention away from something greater. Instead, respond with calmness. Respond with clarity. Sometimes the most powerful action is not to react at all, but to remain steady and observant. There is also a deeper layer to this warning. Do not allow doubt to take root in this moment. Doubt can be quiet, almost invisible at first. It can sound like a simple thought. Maybe this isn't that important, or maybe I'm reading too much into this. But those thoughts, if left unchecked, can weaken your ability to recognize what is truly happening. You must remember, this message reached you for a reason. Not everyone receives this kind of clarity before a moment arrives. You were given this awareness so that you would not miss what others might overlook. And your daughter, even if she does not fully understand what is happening, will be influenced by the environment around her. If she senses doubt, hesitation, or confusion, it may affect how she responds to the opportunity in front of her. But if she feels support, calmness, and quiet confidence, it will help her step forward with greater clarity. This is why your presence matters more than your control. You are not being asked to force an outcome or to guide every step she takes. You are being asked to hold a space where clarity can exist, where distractions lose their power, and where the moment can unfold naturally. Another warning that must be heard: do not dismiss what seems small. Sometimes, the most life-changing moments do not look dramatic. They do not arrive with immediate proof of their importance. They may appear as a simple decision, a brief interaction, or a subtle realization. But within that small moment is a shift that begins to redirect everything. If you are expecting something large and obvious, you may overlook something quiet and powerful. Stay open. Stay aware. Trust what you feel, even if it does not make complete sense in the beginning. Archangel Michael is standing as a guardian over this moment, but he is also calling you to stand in awareness alongside that protection. Heaven has already prepared the path. The door is already positioned. The timing is already aligned. And now the responsibility is to recognize it when it appears. So as this Monday approaches, guard your focus. Protect your attention. Stay present in every moment, especially the ones that seem ordinary. Because within those ordinary moments, something extraordinary is preparing to reveal itself. And once it does, everything will begin to shift in a way that cannot be reversed. Take a deep moment to receive this truth, because what you are about to understand will bring both peace and awe to your spirit. Your daughter is not walking through this season alone, not even for a single second. While you have been watching from the outside, hoping, wondering, sometimes even worrying, there has been a powerful presence surrounding her at all times. Archangel Michael has not just been observing her journey, he had been actively protecting it. This protection is not always visible, which is why it is often overlooked. It does not always appear in dramatic ways that can be easily recognized. Instead, it moves quietly, precisely, and at the exact moments it is needed most. There have been instances in your daughter's life where things could have gone very differently, but they didn't. Situations that could have led her down the wrong path were suddenly interrupted. Decisions she was about to make were redirected by a feeling she could not explain. Encounters that seemed important simply didn't happen, as if something invisible stepped in and said, "Not this way." That was not coincidence. That was protection. Archangel Michael operates as a guardian of divine purpose, and when a life is marked with destiny, his role becomes even more intentional. He does not just shield from harm, he also guides away from misalignment. This means that sometimes, what feels like a missed opportunity is actually a closed door placed there for her safety. What feels like a delay is actually divine timing, ensuring she is not placed in the wrong environment too soon. You may have questioned these moments in the past. You may have wondered why certain things didn't work out for her, especially when they seemed so promising at the time. But now, you are being shown a different perspective. Not everything that appears good is aligned with her true path, and not every delay is a denial. Some are acts of protection so precise that they can only be understood when seen through the lens of divine guidance. Even now, as this Monday approaches, that protection is increasing. There is a heightened awareness in the spiritual realm surrounding her. It is as if everything is being carefully watched, adjusted, and aligned to ensure that when the moment arrives, nothing interferes with what is meant to take place. This does not mean there will be no challenges. It means that no challenge will be allowed to overpower the outcome that has already been set in motion. Archangel Michael is also working in ways that reach beyond what you can see in her external life. He is strengthening her internally. There are thoughts forming within her, shifts in perception, moments of clarity that seem to come from nowhere. She may not even realize that these thoughts are guiding her, preparing her, aligning her with the moment that is coming. But they are not random. They are part of a divine preparation that is happening from within. You may begin to notice subtle changes in her behavior. Perhaps she becomes more reflective, more aware, or even more sensitive to certain things around her. These are not signs of confusion. They are signs of awakening. It is the process of her spirit becoming more aligned with what has already been written for her. And here is something that should bring you deep comfort. The protection surrounding her does not depend on her perfection. It does not rely on her getting everything right. It is rooted in her purpose. Even when she feels uncertain, even when she makes mistakes, the protection does not disappear. It remains constant, adjusting, guiding, and correcting when necessary. This is why fear has no place in this moment. You are not being asked to worry more. You are being asked to trust more. Trust that what has been guarded so carefully up until now will continue to be guarded as the next phase unfolds. Trust that Archangel Michael's presence is not temporary. It is consistent, unwavering, and deeply committed to seeing her destiny fulfilled. But there is also an invitation within this protection for you to align with it. When you release fear, when you quiet your doubts, when you choose to trust instead of overanalyze, you begin to move in harmony with the protection that is already in place. You become a source of peace rather than pressure, of support rather than control. And in doing so, you allow the divine work already happening to flow more freely. So as you stand on the edge of this approaching moment, remember this above all. Your daughter is covered. She is guided. She is protected in ways that go far beyond what you can see or understand. And as Monday draws closer, the protection is not weakening. It is intensifying, ensuring that what is meant to touch her destiny will arrive exactly as it was designed to. Pay close attention now, because what is about to be revealed will help you recognize the moment before it fully arrives. Heaven rarely moves without leaving signs, and in this case, the signs are already beginning to appear around your daughter. They are subtle, easy to overlook if you are not aware, but once you understand them, you will begin to see a pattern forming, a quiet preparation for something much greater. The first sign often comes through a shift in energy. You may notice that your daughter feels different in ways that are hard to explain. She may seem more thoughtful, more distant at times, or even unusually focused. This is not confusion. It is internal movement. It is what happens when something within her begins to awaken before it manifests outwardly. Her spirit is processing, lining, and preparing for what is about to unfold. There may also be moments where she questions things she once accepted without hesitation. Ideas, plans, or even relationships that once felt certain may now feel unclear or less important to her. Do not rush to correct this or push her back into old patterns. This is a sign that her path is adjusting. When destiny begins to move, it often removes what no longer fits, even before the new direction becomes visible. Another sign you may notice is repetition. Certain thoughts, words, or situations may appear more than once, almost as if they are trying to get your attention. It could be a conversation that comes up repeatedly, a topic she suddenly becomes interested in, or even a specific opportunity that keeps presenting itself in different forms. These repetitions are not coincidences. They are signals. They are guiding her attention towards something that will play a role in the shift that is coming. You may also observe changes in timing. Things that once felt slow may suddenly begin to move faster, or situations that seemed stuck may unexpectedly open up. This change in pace is often a clear indication that something has shifted behind the scenes. It is as if everything begins to align at once, creating momentum that was not there before. At the same time, there may be emotional waves. Your daughter could experience moments of doubt followed by moments of clarity. She may feel uncertain one day and surprisingly confident the next. This fluctuation is part of the process. It is the transition between what she has known and what she is stepping into. It is important that you do not interpret these emotions as instability. Instead, see them as movement, a sign that something within her is being reshaped. You may also notice signs in your own awareness, a heightened sense of attention toward her, a feeling that you need to be more present, or even a quiet inner knowing that something is about to happen. These impressions are not random. They are part of your connection to her, allowing you to sense the shift before it becomes fully visible. Archangel Michael is making it clear that these signs are not meant to confuse you. They are meant to prepare you. Each one is like a small light turning on before the full illumination arrives. And when you begin to see them together, they form a message. The moment is approaching. There is also a deeper sign that must not be ignored. The feeling of anticipation. It may not be loud or overwhelming, but it is there, quietly present beneath everything else. A sense that something is about to change, even if you cannot define what that change will look like. This feeling is often the clearest indicator that you are standing on the edge of a significant shift. Do not dismiss this feeling. Do not try to explain it away. Trust it. Because when heaven prepares to move, it does not leave you completely unaware. It gives you glimpses, hints, and signs so that when the moment arrives, you are not caught off guard. You are ready. You are present. You are able to recognize what is happening in real time. And as these signs continue to appear, one after another, they are leading you toward a single point in time, this coming Monday. Everything you are noticing now is building toward that moment. Every shift, every repetition, every feeling of anticipation is part of a larger alignment that is unfolding with precision. So remain attentive, remain calm, and most importantly, remain open. Because very soon, the signs will no longer be subtle. They will give way to something clear, something undeniable, a moment where all preparation turns into activation, and what has been quietly forming finally steps into the light. There comes a point in every divinely guided journey where preparation ends and activation begins. You have been hearing about the signs, the protection, the silent shifts, but now you are being brought to the very edge of the moment itself. The moment when everything that has been building quietly will finally step forward into reality. And you must understand this clearly. When your daughter's destiny is touched, it may not look the way you expect, but its impact will be undeniable. This moment will not arrive with loud announcements or dramatic displays that demand attention from the world. Instead, it will carry a quiet authority, a sense of rightness that settles deeply within. It may come through something as simple as a conversation that feels unusually significant, a decision that suddenly becomes clear, or an opportunity that appears at exactly the right time. On the surface, it may seem small, but within it, there will be a shift so powerful that it begins to redirect her path immediately. You must not underestimate how quickly everything can change from one moment. One sentence can awaken a new direction. One encounter can open a door that was previously invisible. One realization can dissolve years of uncertainty. And this is how destiny often moves, not in overwhelming waves, but in precise, intentional moments that carry the weight of transformation within them. Archangel Michael is emphasizing something very important here. Recognition is the key to activation. The moment itself will occur. It has already been set in motion. But how it unfolds from that point forward depends on whether it is recognized, embraced, and allowed to take root. If it is dismissed, if it is overlooked, it does not disappear, but its full power may not be realized immediately. However, if it is acknowledged, if it is received with awareness and trust, it begins to expand, creating momentum that carries her forward into alignment with her true path. You may notice a shift in her expression, a sudden clarity in her voice, or a confidence that seems to appear out of nowhere. She may speak differently, think differently, or respond to something in a way that surprises you. Do not question it. Do not try to reduce it to something ordinary. What you are witnessing in that moment is the activation of something that has been waiting beneath the surface for a long time. There is also something you must remember. This moment is not about perfection. It does not require everything to be in place. It does not depend on every detail being clear. It simply requires openness, willingness, a readiness to step forward even without having all the answers. And this is where your presence becomes deeply important. When the moment arrives, your response matters. If you respond with doubt, hesitation, or fear, it can create resistance. But if you respond with calm confidence, with support, with quiet trust, you become a stabilizing force that allows the activation to fully take hold. Sometimes, the greatest support you can offer is not direction, but belief. Believe in what you are seeing. Believe in what she is experiencing. Even if it feels new, even if it feels unexpected, trust that this is not random. Because it is not. This is the moment that heaven has been preparing for. This is the point where everything begins to shift from possibility into reality. And once this activation takes place, things will not return to the way they were before. There will be a new direction, a new clarity, a new sense of purpose that begins to unfold step by step. Archangel Michael stands present in this moment, not as a distant observer, but as an active guardian ensuring that what has been set into motion is not lost. His presence brings strength, clarity, and protection as this activation occurs. And even though the moment may appear simple, its impact will continue to unfold long after it passes. So when it happens, do not rush past it. Do not treat it as ordinary. Pause. Acknowledge it. Allow yourself to fully see what is taking place. Because this is not just a moment. This is a turning point. Type "I accept this divine shift" in the comments if you are ready to witness this activation. Blessing code 529 has now been released, sealing this moment with clarity, courage, and divine alignment over your daughter's path. And as you feel this sacred shift settling into your spirit, understand that moments like this are not meant to be contained. They are meant to flow outward and reach others who are still waiting for their own breakthrough. The same light that is touching your daughter's destiny is meant to travel further, to awaken, guide, and restore those who have not yet encountered this truth. I feel called to move in alignment with this moment, to become a vessel through which this message continues to reach others. When you release your support through Super Thanks or through the PayPal link in the description and QR code, you are not just giving. You are planting a seed into a living mission. A mission that carries light into darkness, clarity into confusion, and hope into hearts that are silently searching. The word declares, "Those who sow in tears shall reap in joy." And this is that moment where your seed becomes part of someone else's answered prayer. Do not hesitate, because this is not just generosity. It is obedience to a divine prompting. As you give, heaven records your act, multiplies it, and returns it in ways you cannot predict. Let your seed move now. Let your actions speak. And as you sow into this moment, may your household be covered, your daughter's path be accelerated, and your life be aligned with the same divine flow that is unfolding right now. There is something deeply important you must understand now, something that brings this entire message closer to your heart than ever before. You are not just watching this unfold from the outside. You are not simply an observer of your daughter's journey. You are a part of it. Your presence, your awareness, your response, these are all woven into the divine plan that is unfolding around her. Archangel Michael is making this clear because your role, though quiet at times, carries weight. Not the weight of control, but the weight of influence. There is a difference. You are not meant to force her path or shape every outcome, but your energy, your words, and your reactions create an environment that either supports her alignment or makes it harder for her to recognize it. Think about the way she looks to you, even in the smallest moments. Sometimes it is not obvious, not spoken out loud, but it is there. A glance, a pause, a subtle check for reassurance. Even as she grows and becomes more independent, that connection does not disappear. It evolves. And in moments of transition, like the one approaching, it becomes even more significant. You may not always have the perfect words, and that is not what is required of you. What matters is the space you hold. When she steps into something new, especially something she may not fully understand yet, your response becomes a mirror. If you respond with fear or doubt, it can cause her to second-guess what she is experiencing. But if you respond with calm trust, even without full understanding, it creates a foundation where she can stand with confidence. This is where many people misunderstand their role. They believe they must guide every step, provide every answer, and prevent every mistake. But that is not what is being asked of you in this moment. In fact, too much control can disrupt what is trying to unfold naturally. There are moments when destiny requires space, space to emerge, space to breathe, space to reveal itself without interference. Archangel Michael is urging you to trust not only her path, but also the divine guidance that is already working within her. She is not being left to figure everything out alone. She is being guided, shaped, and directed in ways that may not always be visible to you. And your role is to stand alongside that guidance, not in opposition to it. There may be moments when she expresses something that surprises you. Ideas, thoughts, or desires that seem new or unexpected. Resist the urge to immediately correct or question from a place of doubt. Instead, listen. Truly listen. Sometimes, what sounds unfamiliar is actually the first expression of something that has been forming within her for a long time. You are being invited to shift from control to support, from directing to observing with intention. This does not mean stepping back completely. It means stepping back just enough to allow clarity to come through without pressure. And there is another layer to this that must be acknowledged. Your belief matters. Even if she does not say it, even if she appears confident on the outside, your belief in her carries power. It strengthens what is already being built within her. It gives her a sense of stability in moments where everything else may feel uncertain. And belief is not always expressed through words. It is felt through your presence, your tone, your energy. If you hold faith, she will feel it. If you trust the process, she will sense it. And that quiet transmission of confidence can make a greater difference than any advice you could give. As this moment approaches, you are being asked to remain grounded. Stay calm. Stay present. Do not rush ahead trying to predict outcomes. Do not look too far into the future. Focus on what is happening in front of you, in real time. Because this is where your role is most powerful, not in controlling what comes next, but in fully supporting what is happening now. Archangel Michael stands as a guide in this process, not only for your daughter, but for you as well. He is helping you see your role more clearly, so that you do not carry unnecessary pressure, but instead step into a position of strength, awareness, and trust. You are part of this moment for a reason. You were meant to witness it. You were meant to support it. And in your own way, you are meant to help anchor it into reality. So stand with confidence. Release the need to control. And trust that what is unfolding through your daughter's life is not only guided, but perfectly timed. Lift your vision beyond the single moment, because what is about to happen is not isolated. It is not just a one-time shift that fades away with time. What is being activated this Monday is the opening of a path that will begin to shape your daughter's future in ways that you may not fully understand right now, but will soon begin to recognize piece by piece. Archangel Michael is revealing this so you do not limit the importance of what is coming. It is easy to see a moment and measure it only by what it looks like on the surface. But destiny does not reveal its full weight all at once. It unfolds gradually, step by step, allowing each phase to prepare the next. And what your daughter is stepping into is not just a change, it is a direction. There is something ahead of her that have been waiting. Opportunities that are aligned with her gifts. Connections that will recognize something in her that others may have overlooked. Situations that will challenge her, yes, but also refine her in ways that bring out her true strength. This is not a path of ease. It is a path of purpose. And purpose always carries growth within it. You may have wondered at times what her future will look like. You may have questioned whether she will find her place, whether she will discover what she is meant to do, whether she will walk confidently in her own identity. Those questions are natural. But what is being shown to you now is that the answers are already in motion. This moment is not creating her destiny. It is revealing it. There is a difference, and it is important. Destiny is not something that suddenly appears out of nowhere. It is something that has been forming quietly over time, through experiences, through lessons, through even the challenges she has faced. Everything she has gone through has been shaping her, preparing her, building within her the exact qualities she will need for what lies ahead. Even the moments that seemed like setbacks were not wasted. They were part of the process. They were shaping her resilience, her awareness, her ability to navigate what is coming with strength and clarity. And what is coming is significant. There will be doors that open for her that feel aligned in a way she has never experienced before. Things will begin to make sense. Directions that once felt uncertain will start to become clear. She will begin to see herself differently, not through the lens of doubt or comparison, but through a growing understanding of who she truly is. This is how destiny unfolds, not in one overwhelming revelation, but in a series of aligned steps that build confidence over time. You may also notice that as she steps into this new direction, her environment begins to shift. People who do not align with her path may naturally fall away, while new connections begin to form. This is not loss. It is alignment. It is the natural movement of her life adjusting to match the direction she is stepping into. Archangel Michael is guiding this process carefully. Nothing is being rushed. Nothing is being forced. Each step is being placed at the right time, in the right way, so that she can grow into it rather than feel overwhelmed by it. But there is something you must hold on to as you look toward her future. Do not measure her progress by comparison to others. Her path is unique. Her timing is specific. What is unfolding for her may not look like what you expected, and it may not match what you see happening around you. But that does not mean it is any less powerful. In fact, it may be exactly what makes her path so meaningful. Trust the unfolding. There will be moments where you see clear progress, where everything seems to move forward with ease. And there may be moments where things slow down again, where the next step is not immediately visible. But even in those moments, the process is still active. Growth does not stop. It simply shifts into a quieter phase. The key is consistency and trust. Because what has begun cannot be undone. What is being activated cannot be reversed. This is not a temporary shift. It is the beginning of a new trajectory. And as this path opens before her, you will begin to see glimpses of what she is capable of becoming. Not all at once, but enough to recognize that something real is unfolding. Something intentional. Something guided. And something that will continue to grow far beyond this moment. So as you stand here now, on the edge of this activation, allow yourself to see beyond the present. Allow yourself to trust not only the moment that is coming, but the future it is leading into. Because your daughter is not just stepping into a change. She is stepping into who she was always meant to be. Now that this message has reached you, there is a responsibility that comes with it. Not a burden, not something heavy or overwhelming, but a clear and intentional response. Because awareness without action can cause a moment to lose its strength. Archangel Michael is not only revealing what is about to happen, he is guiding you on how to align yourself so that nothing is missed, nothing is weakened, and nothing is delayed. The first thing you must do is become still, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. There is so much noise in daily life, so many thoughts, so many distractions that compete for your attention. But right now, you are being called into a place of quiet awareness. When you are still, you begin to notice more. You begin to sense what is happening beneath the surface. You create space for clarity to enter. This stillness does not require you to withdraw from your responsibilities. It simply requires you to be present within them, to slow your reactions, to observe before responding, to listen not only to what is being said but to what is being felt. The second step is to release fear completely. Fear has no place in this moment. It clouds judgment, distorts perception, and creates hesitation where there should be confidence. You have already been shown that your daughter is protected, guided, and aligned with a divine plan. Holding on to fear now would only create unnecessary resistance. Whenever a fearful thought tries to rise, replace it with trust. Remind yourself that you are not alone in this process, and neither is she. Trust that what is unfolding has already been prepared with precision. The third step is to watch your words. Words carry influence, especially in moments of transition. What you say, how you say it, and the energy behind it can either strengthen what is unfolding or create doubt. Speak with intention. Speak with calmness. Even if you are unsure of what to say, choose words that uplift rather than question. Sometimes, the most powerful words are simple ones, words of encouragement, of belief, of quiet support. You do not need to explain everything. You do not need to have all the answers. Your role is not to define the moment, but to support it. The fourth step is to remain open. Do not expect the moment to look a certain way. Do not create a fixed idea in your mind of how everything should unfold. When expectations become rigid, they can blind you to what is actually happening. Stay flexible. Stay observant. Allow the moment to reveal itself in its own way. There may be surprises. There may be things that do not fit your initial understanding. But that does not mean something is wrong. Often, it means something greater is taking place. The fifth step is to protect the atmosphere around your daughter. Be mindful of the environment she is in, especially as Monday approaches. This does not mean controlling everything, but it does mean being aware of unnecessary tension, negativity, or distractions that could disrupt her focus. Create a sense of calm, a sense of stability, a space where she feels safe to process whatever is happening within her. Even your own energy contributes to this atmosphere. When you are calm, it brings calmness. When you are steady, it creates stability. And finally, the most important step, trust the moment when it arrives. Do not second-guess it. Do not overanalyze it. Do not try to measure it against logic or past experiences. This moment is not meant to fit into what you already understand. It is meant to expand your understanding. Archangel Michael is guiding this with precision. Nothing is being left to chance. Every detail, every timing, every movement has been considered. Your role is not to control it, but to recognize it and stand in alignment with it. There is also something you must remember after the moment passes. Do not rush to define its outcome immediately. Sometimes, the full impact of a moment takes time to reveal itself. Give it space. Allow it to unfold naturally. Trust that what has been activated will continue to grow, even if you cannot see all the results right away. This is not about instant answers. It is about lasting direction. You are standing at a point where awareness turns into participation, where understanding turns into alignment, and where a message becomes a lived experience. So take this seriously but not fearfully. Be attentive but not anxious. Be present but not controlling. Because everything you need to do has already been placed within you. And as you step forward from this moment, you are not stepping into uncertainty. You are stepping into alignment with something that has already been prepared, protected, and perfectly timed. Now all that remains is for you to be ready when it unfolds. My beloved soul, as this message comes to its gentle close, let your heart settle into a place of peace. Not the kind of peace that comes from having all the answers, but the kind that comes from knowing you are not alone in what lies ahead. Everything you have heard, everything you have felt stirring within you, has not been sluchak or imagined. It has been guided. It has been placed before you with purpose, with care, and with divine intention. Archangel Michael stands not only at the beginning of this message, but also at its end, reminding you that his presence does not fade when the words stop. His protection continues. His guidance remains. And the path that is opening for your daughter is not fragile. It is supported by something far greater than a human understanding. Take a moment and breathe in this truth. What is meant for your daughter cannot be taken from her. What had been prepared for her cannot be undone. The moment that is approaching is not something you have to force into existence. It is something that is already on its way, already aligned, already moving toward her with perfect timing. You have been chosen to hear this message not to carry pressure, but to carry awareness. Not to feel burdened, but to feel reassured. Because now, you will not walk into that moment blindly. You will recognize it. You will feel it. You will stand in it with a quiet confidence that comes from knowing heaven has already gone before you. And as Monday arrives, let your heart remain steady. There is no need to rush. No need to overthink. Simply be present. Be aware. Be open. Sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do is to witness without resistance and trust without fear. Your daughter's journey is unfolding exactly as it should. Even the parts that once felt uncertain now make sense in the light of what is being revealed. Nothing has been wasted. Nothing has been out of place. Every step has led to this point, and this point is leading to something greater. And you have played your role perfectly by simply being here, by listening, by caring, by staying connected to her through all the unseen moments. Now, release any lingering doubt. Release the need to control every outcome. Release the fear of the unknown. Because what lies ahead is not something to fear, it is something to witness with faith. Archangel Michael's final whisper to you in this moment is simple, yet powerful. Trust what is unfolding, for it has already been written in light. So walk forward with peace in your heart. Stand beside your daughter with quiet strength. And when the moment comes, receive it without hesitation, knowing that you were prepared for it long before it arrived. Type "I trust the divine timing" in the comments if you are ready to walk in this peace. Blessing code 904 has now been released, sealing your home with calmness, protection, and divine assurance. And as this peace settles over you, hear this sacred invitation that flows directly from this moment. What you have received today is not just a message, It is a living stream of light meant to reach beyond you. There are souls right now, just like you were, standing on the edge of confusion, waiting for clarity, waiting for a sign that heaven sees them. When you choose to give, you are not supporting a channel. You are opening a doorway for God's voice to reach them in their exact moment of need. The Word speaks this over you. Cast your bread upon the waters, for you will find it after many days. This is that divine exchange. As you release your seed, heaven multiplies it into unseen harvests. I feel led to act in obedience right now, to help this light reach those who are still waiting. When you send your support through Super Thanks or through the PayPal link provided in the description and QR code, you are stepping into a prophetic act. This is not just generosity. It is alignment with a mission that carries healing, awakening, and truth across hearts and homes. Do not delay this moment, because obedience carries timing, and timing carries blessing. As you give, may your household be covered in peace. May your daughter's destiny continue to accelerate, and may doors open for you that no one can shut. Let your action move now. Toe into this moment, and watch how heaven responds.